Welcome, guys. You have entered the realm of summer classes. So let's kind of walk you through two things. One, I want to spend a little bit of time talking through how Brightspace works, just in case you're new to it. And then I'm going to talk you through week number 1. Okay, so this is how it looks when you log in. You'll see an announcement here. You'll probably see a widget with my name on it. You'll see over here the calendar, which includes upcoming events. So let's start by first knowing that in order to access the course itself, you have to click on the content up there. So click on content. Let's make this look more like a learner. I want it to look exactly like you might have it look. All right, so content, and that's where you're going to find all this stuff in the class itself. All right, so over here on your left-hand side, you'll see a toolbar. I want you to pay special attention to a few things. One, if you're on Get Started, this is where you're going to find an overview for me, netiquette, and online class stuff. Keep in mind that a summer course is a 6-week course. This is normally a 16-week course, so you're doing about 2.5 weeks of work per week. So you do have to make a plan for that in order to be successful, because that's a lot of work, right? So preview all of these weeks 1 through 6, get a feel for what's coming up. There'll be an overview for each week as we begin. Not all of those are posted yet. You'll see those posted as we move along. So there is a syllabus quiz for you to start with. Mostly that's a 10-question quiz that kind of helps you to make sure that you know everything about the course itself. It's pretty easy. The syllabus, of course, is right here. So that's where you're going to find that. Okay. So you'll want to open that up on one screen here, one tab, and the quiz on the other. Take the quiz and be done with it. Week 1. Okay, so this is how it's usually going to kind of work. You'll see an overview video at the beginning. You'll see that we have the courses set up in three sequences. So sequence 1, sequence 2, sequence 3. Each of those are 2 weeks long. If you want to know more about those, you can click over here, see this, on assignment and format details, where you're going to see sequence 1 information, sequence 2 information, and sequence 3. You'll also see IEEE formatting and research. You'll be learning IEEE, the beginnings of IEEE in this particular class, which is an engineering format. Don't be too overwhelmed by that. I think you'll find that it's an interesting format and very useful to you. All right, so back over here to week 1. Okay, again, a reminder to take the syllabus quiz. Then the next thing you're going to do is to introduce yourself. Now, this is how often it's going to work. Now, I want to put a little caveat in here. Oftentimes there are, in the summer course, a lot of things due on Friday evenings at midnight or 11:59 p.m. You don't want to wait till that day to do everything, particularly discussion boards. Most of them are going to be either there'll be something that's due posted earlier in the week, such as this one, which says by Tuesday, take one of the below tests, their personality tests, kind of give you a feel for yourself and your business interactions. And then by either Thursday or Friday, you're going to look for those people who are assigned in your particular group. The class will be split up into groups. You'll be interacting with the same people during the whole semester, whole 6 weeks. So either by Thursday or Friday, you'll have to post responses back to them. Now, the date, notice the date on the discussion boards always gives the last date, the date on which the peer reviews are due. That is not the date in which the initial stuff is due. So you always have to pay attention to the fact that by Tuesday you have to post the first one, and then by the following date, whatever that due date is, that's when the peer reviews are due. Keep that in mind. All right, so then we're going to be reviewing the Purdue website for learning support for our first assignment, which is sequence number 1. We'll talk through sequence number 1 here shortly, but this is where you're going to find the website. This is where you're going to find your quizzes. You're always going to want to read those chapters first before you take the quiz. The quiz information, the textbook stuff is all found in your syllabus. So if you haven't gotten that textbook yet, you can find it at the Follett's bookstore or online and get that thing ASAP. Okay, so that's just kind of how it's going to work as the weeks move along. Something will be due, usually discussion board earlier in the week. Something will be due later on in the week. In this case, it's mostly interaction with a group people that you're going to be finding. In week 2, just a quick look, there'll be an overview for this week, but it'll be doing, again, something similar where you have a discussion board, and then at the end of the week, you'll have a final feasibility memo due. So I do need you to both pay attention to week 1 and 2 as a unit. They're together as sequence 1. And then again, over here on this side, under assignment and format details, make sure that you do take a look at sequence 1, which kind of will help you through what in the world is a feasibility memo? What are the components of it? What am I doing with this? And there's a wiki there to kind of show you what is a feasibility study. A lot of you are business people. That's why you're taking this particular course. Some of you are not, but business skills are also going to be useful to you even if you're not going into business. Note, the student sample feasibility reports, note this, that the samples that I've provided for you are full-length reports. In summer, I've decided not to make a full-length report due, yay. Instead, you're going to be condensing that information into a 1 to 2 page memo. And then you'll have an IEEE reference list at the end. We'll talk more about IEEE in week 2. But again, all the information for that is all located right over here. So if you like to look ahead, if you like to work ahead, if you know that you're going to be on vacation one of these weeks, you can work ahead. Notice that as far as the class is concerned, I will not grade things any earlier, but you may turn them in earlier. The only thing, as far as late work, let's address that specifically. Usually we give you, for Purdue, 1 week to turn in late work. Because this is a summer course and it's only 6 weeks long, you only have 4 days. Okay, so make sure that you know that if you're going to turn something in late, you only have 4 days to turn it in. After that, it's gone unless you're in the hospital or something serious like that. Okay, so that's a thing to keep in mind because you really can't afford to get behind in a summer course. Okay, so that's the late work issue that you want to pay attention to. The other thing that you want to pay attention to is just really scheduling yourself, right? Look ahead, make some time during the week, say, there probably is, out of 7 days of a week, you probably want to be interacting with the members of your group and your own class structure probably almost every day, if not 6 out of the 7 days, because there's going to be a lot to do. There'll be reading, there'll be videos to watch, there'll be posts, there'll be reflections. It's just we don't have a whole lot of time not to have things due frequently, so you cannot afford to wait till all one day and do it all one day. It won't be very useful to you, and you won't learn a whole lot. So keep that in mind, that you're going to be doing a lot of preparing for yourself. As far as the class goes, we do not meet synchronously. We do not meet together at any point in time. Everything is a recording that you'll be listening to at your own pace, and then doing the reading at your own pace, and then following through on everything and making sure everything is submitted. If you have any questions about stuff, you want to make sure that you connect with me via email. I will respond as quickly as I can. In the summertime, it's not always the same structure as you may have been used to, but usually Monday through Friday, I check my email at least once a week or once a day. On the weekends, a little more dicey. There's things going on, right? So keep that in mind too, that you need to plan ahead if you're going to be gone, if you're going to be out of internet. That happens. I myself will be traveling abroad at certain points too, and so I understand that we do have to plan ahead, so you should think about that as well. Let me know if you know of any issues that are not going to work for you, right? Okay, we'll try and work with you as best as we can. All right, so I promised you I'd make it quick. That's all quick, and welcome aboard. I'm really glad to have you. I can't wait to see your introductions.